A prime time showdown Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. inside Doak Campbell Stadium. Florida State takes on NC State. Nole Insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Lenefelt here with you with your game preview. Tim, have to start with the quarterback position. James Blackmon went down last week. Alex Honeybrooke was very good in relief for Blackmon. He's been practicing. Willie Taggart said if he is healthy, James Blackmon will start. What are your thoughts on how Blackmon looks this week and the possibilities of him taking that first snap on Saturday night?
Well, it seems pretty possible to me. I would put it even more than possible. The fact is, listen to Willie Taggart. James Blackmon is his team's starting quarterback. He's unwavering in that. Certainly reading between the lines, it seems that they are absolutely committed to James Blackmon as a starter. They like what Alex Hornibrook gives them. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him play kind of the way he did against Louisville before James Blackmon suffered his injury, which is given some series here and there and given some opportunities. But by and large, make no mistake about it, the depth chart hasn't changed. James Blackmon is number one on that depth chart. To your point, Willie Taggart's comments, if James is healthy, James is going to start. Well, every indication we've had so far this week is that James, if he's not healthy today, he certainly is trending that way. He's practiced every day this week, been out there in full pads, been a full participant as best we can tell, has done everything you'd like for him to do. So it's trending to me, at least in my mind, that you wouldn't say it's a slam dunk necessarily, but it looks an awful lot like James Blackmon's going to have every last opportunity to be Florida State starting quarterback on Saturday.
There's no secret that regardless of who's quarterback for the Seminoles, Cam Akers is going to see a lot of work for the Noles. Could be a tough test for him. NC State's only given up 76.5 yards a game on the ground. That's good for 14th in the country. A steep test for this offense and Cam Akers and that rushing attack.
Yeah, it really will be, and I think it'll be a good challenge and a good sort of measuring stick for them. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw sort of a grinded out type of game like Cam had against Louisville. 29 carries, 112 yards. I mean, that means you're working for it, but you got what you needed out of it. And if you have to get it 3, 4, 5 yards at a time and then maybe break off a big one sometime in the second half, that's the way it's going to be. But I agree with you, a steady diet of Cam Akers. If it's strength against strength, you want to show that your strength is just a little bit stronger than theirs. So regardless of NC State's run defense, I think they're going to have to show a few different times that they can stop FSU's running attack before the Seminoles try to move away from it. Because Cam Akers right now is playing as well as I think as we've ever seen it. And just to you said, regardless of who's playing quarterback, I think you're going to get a steady diet of him.
On the other side of the ball, NC State, a very balanced attack, 155 passes, 162 rushes on the season, but they do get most of their work done on the ground, led by a three-headed monster. That's led by freshman Zonovan Bam Knight.
That's a name.
Yeah, a group that's really going to, again, test the Seminole defense, who's looked better in the last couple of weeks, especially that front three.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Mob, Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, and Robert Cooper. An excellent chance for those big guys to prove that they can plug up the run.
Yeah, I think you have to be really encouraged by Florida State's run defense over the last couple of weeks. Since the Virginia game, so between the Louisville and Virginia games, Florida State's run defense has climbed 30 spots in the national rankings. They held Virginia 50 yards under their season rushing average, held Louisville, I think, in the neighborhood of 120 yards under their season rushing average. You mentioned it, those three guys in the middle have played really, really well. But you know what? You've seen some better things from the linebackers as well. You see those guys getting downhill, filling those gaps, getting aggressive, the kind of things that you wanted to see in those first few weeks. Those adjustments have been made, and the run defense, I think, has been a lot better. So, again, it's the same kind of thing, strength against strength, and NC State's rushing offense against Florida State's rushing defense. It kind of has the feel, and, both offenses are modern. NC State likes to spread it out. They'll hurry it up some, and Florida State, we know how fast they like to run with Kendall Briles. But in a weird sense, it's going to be kind of like an old school kind of football game. Two teams that want to run and two teams that want to stop the run. So it should be a lot of fun and maybe some running clocks as well, too, with so many running plays potentially being called.
I know a lot of people want to say that the hurry-up offenses, the spread out, has brought a lot of finesse to the game, but is it safe to say that the trenches is really where this game's going to be decided?
I think it could be, particularly when you think about the strength of Florida State's defense, which is, as you and I both agree, is with those three guys, the Mob, Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, and Robert Cooper. If those guys are able to inflict their will on the game, that means really good things for Florida State. And regardless of how many receivers or tight ends or whoever on the outside, it's going to be those guys in the middle that make it either go or not go.
There you have it, Seminole fans. It's the Seminoles and the Wolfpack Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Get inside Doak Campbell Stadium. Get loud. And, of course, if you need to see that game on TV, it's on the ACC network. Again, keep bugging your cable provider, especially Comcast. You got to get that network at some time. Why not do it now? But we're going to wrap up things for now. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.